Have you ever wondered why we're so drawn to stories that send shivers down our spine? What if I told you that the urban legends we share aren't just spooky tales, but a window into the deepest corners of the human mind? Today, we're peeling back the layers of fear to uncover the hidden psychology behind urban legends. These stories, from the vanishing hitchhiker to the killer in the back seat, are more than just campfire entertainment. They're reflections of our collective anxieties and deepest-seated fears. Think about the classic tale of the babysitter and the man upstairs. On the surface, it's a terrifying story about a home invasion. But psychologically, it taps into our primal fear of the unknown invading our safest space, our home. It also reflects a societal anxiety about trusting strangers, especially when responsible for the vulnerable. These narratives serve as modern-day cautionary tales, much like fairy tales did for past generations. They are a way for society to communicate dangers and reinforce social norms in a memorable, emotionally charged package. The story of Bloody Mary isn't just about a ghost in a mirror, it's a rite of passage. A test of bravery for adolescents exploring boundaries and confronting their own reflections, both literally and metaphorically. Let's connect this to a well-known mystery, like the disappearance of the Roanoke colony. The word Croatoan, carved into a post, is the only clue left behind. This story has haunted us for centuries because it represents a complete and total mystery, a group of people erased without a trace. It feeds our fear of the unknown and our own fragility. Urban legends often function in the same way, presenting us with scenarios where the world as we know it can suddenly unravel, leaving only unsettling questions. The lack of a clear resolution is precisely what makes it so powerful and enduring. Similarly, consider the legend of the Slender Man, a more recent creation from the digital age. This tall, faceless figure preys on children, embodying a very modern fear: the faceless, unknowable dangers that lurk online. His viral spread mirrors how anxieties can proliferate in the internet era, where information and misinformation travels at the speed of light. The Slender Man isn't just a monster. He's a symbol of the dark side of our interconnected world. So why do we not only listen to these stories, but also feel compelled to share them? It's all about a concept called emotional contagion. When we hear a scary story, we experience a genuine fear response. Sharing it allows us to process that fear and bond with others over a shared emotional experience. It's a way of saying, "Are you scared too? Good, I'm not alone." This communal sharing strengthens social ties and creates a sense of group identity. Another psychological principle at play is confirmation bias. If a story aligns with our pre-existing fears, say, a fear of new technology or foreign foods, we're more likely to believe it and pass it on. The legend about spiders laying eggs in bubblegum preys on our inherent disgust and suspicion of processed foods. It confirms a latent anxiety that modern conveniences might be hiding something unnatural or harmful. Let's look at another famous mystery: the Bermuda Triangle. Reports of ships and planes vanishing without a trace have captivated the public for decades. The scientific explanations, like rogue waves or magnetic anomalies, are often less compelling than the supernatural ones. This is because the legend of the Bermuda Triangle provides a narrative for the inexplicable, tapping into our fear of nature's untamable power and the limits of human knowledge. It's easier for our brains to accept a story, even a scary one, than to accept a void of information. Urban legends function as social barometers, reflecting the specific anxieties of a particular time and place. During the Cold War, tales of mysterious men in black silencing UFO witnesses were rampant. These stories mirrored the widespread paranoia about government secrecy and cover-ups. They weren't just about aliens. They were about a distrust of authority and the fear that powerful forces were operating beyond public knowledge. The details in these legends are also key. They often include specific, verifiable-sounding details, like a friend of a friend or a particular location. A technique known as this makes the story feel more credible and personal, increasing its emotional impact and its likelihood of being retold. We're wired to pay more attention to stories that feel close to home, as they seem more relevant to our own safety. Now, think about the enduring legend of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. This tale speaks to our complicated relationship with the wilderness and the idea that there are still parts of our world that are untamed and unknown. It represents a longing for a connection to a more primal, natural state, while also embodying the fear of what might be lurking just beyond the edge of civilization. The Bigfoot legend persists because it straddles the line between the terrifying and the romantic, the monster and the missing link. So, The next time you hear a story that makes the hair on your arm stand up, pause and think about what it's really saying. What underlying fear is it tapping into? Is it the fear of technology, of strangers, of losing control, or of the unknown? These tales are not just stories. They are cultural artifacts, psychological fossils that reveal the timeless anxieties of the human condition. They are mirrors, reflecting our own fears back at us, in the safe, thrilling confines of a story. By understanding the psychology behind them, we can learn a lot about ourselves and the societies we live in. They show us what we value, what we dread, and how we cope with a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable. The legends change over time, adapting to new technologies and new social concerns. But the fundamental human fears they represent remain constant. From the grainy photos of the Loch Ness Monster to the latest creepypasta circulating online, we continue to create and share these tales. We do it to warn, to entertain, and to connect with one another on a deep, instinctual level. The shiver down your spine isn't just fear. It's the feeling of tapping into a story that has been told, in one form or another, for generations. It's a shared human experience, passed down in the dark. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the human psyche. If you enjoyed unraveling these mysteries with me, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the strange and fascinating corners of our world. Let me know your favorite urban legend in the comments below. Stay curious, and see you next time.